Most brands never get past 7 figures for one simple reason. They copy what everyone else is doing, the same agencies, same playbook, same launch strategies, same ad structures. But the brands that quietly break through to 8 figures almost always do things completely different. Today I'm going to walk you through 3 contrarian beliefs and habits that I see again and again in the biggest winners in Amazon and in the CPG world in general. What's up? I'm Nick Hall. I'm an entrepreneur and an expert in the Amazon space. I've been helping better for you CPG brands scale and win on Amazon. So if you want to learn how to grow your brand on Amazon the right way, from strategy to execution, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Let's dive right in. Eight-figure brands do not chase revenue at all costs. Most early brands will say things like, oh, we just need to grow, we'll fix the margin later, let's pour money into ads and see what happens. That works until it doesn't. And so what happens is these brands that eventually get massive are laser focused on these contribution margins from day one. They know they're landing a cost down to the penny. Their true Amazon fees, their blended tacos targeted, their reorder economics, their cash conversion cycle. These things are not guesses. They model this out and they make sure that it's fully in line with their business. On Amazon specifically, this is going to show up as your willingness to slow down ads when margins get squeezed, killing SKUs that look good in revenue but bleed cash, negotiating the manufacturer earlier than feels necessary, and optimizing on your packaging to save 50 cents a unit on your costs. It doesn't sound sexy. There's nothing fun to it, but it's the stacking these boring margin improvements is how you're going to actually build this engine that lets them scale without blowing up. Habit number 2. They're investing in their brand earlier than feels logical. Okay, most brands think branding is something you do after you hit the scale. Logos later, premium photography later, storytelling later, emo flows later. 8-figure brands, they actually usually flip that. They invest in the brand before the numbers justify it. So on Amazon, that looks like you're spending money on creative instead of DIY images. You're building this A+ in brand stores early on. You're telling this clear mission story, showing the founders' faces, using packaging as a marketing asset, and then building off of these Amazon audiences before they strictly need them, right? So why are they doing this? It's because once the competition piles in, price and ads become a race to the bottom. Everything on Amazon has become commoditized over the years. Think of every single thing. So brand is what's going to keep you with higher conversion. Brand is what lets you charge more. Brand is what retailers are saying yes to, and brand is what makes customers come back. That's why there's so many products on Amazon that will never once see a retail shelf, because they don't have a real brand. And in my experience, the brands that cross 8 figures aren't just selling products. They're building this mental real estate in the consumer's head that they have to keep getting. Last one, number 3. They say no to 90% of the opportunities. This one is actually going to surprise a lot of founders out there. So 8-figure brands are ruthless about focus. And when you see these 8-figure entrepreneurs, what you'll notice more about them is that they're honed in very direct to what they are. Most brands at $2 or $3 million, they feel like they need to launch 5 new SKUs, expand to 3 countries at Walmart, Target, TikTok Shop, wholesale, subscriptions, B2B. And they run every ad type, chase every new trend. These winners start slowing down. They start doubling down on what already works. They ask the questions like, which 2 SKUs actually drive the most to our profit? Which flavors do we want to actually invest in, and which ones do we want to get rid of? Which keywords are actually scaling us with our margins being attached to that? What channel is compounding right now? Which customers reorder the most? Then they put disproportionate resources behind those few things. So on Amazon, you got one hero SKU that gets 60% of ad budget. Your creative refreshes goes to the top of the list for that specific listing. International expansion, wait on it. Weak SKUs, cut them. Quit putting money into them. That's bleeding your cash. Experiments that are small and controlled. They're not anti-growth, they're anti-distraction. And focus is a growth strategy. You've got to be dialed in on your profitability and growth with the specific products that matter. All right, let's go and recap this one. So number 1, chase your profits before you scale. Make sure that you know your numbers. Number 2, invest in the brand earlier than it feels logical. Put money behind your images and your conversion rate. Number 3, ruthlessly focus and say no to almost everything else. The most successful entrepreneurs say no more than they say yes. So if you're stuck in the low 7-figure range, ask yourself, which one of these have you been avoiding? I guarantee you've been avoiding one or many of them. Because the chances are the move that feels uncomfortable right now is the one that unlocks the next level. So please, I do this out of the goodness of my heart. I want to share as much good content with you. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me a message. Always happy to help other founders in any way that I can. I'm going to link my website and my LinkedIn here below. Also, a calendar link to schedule a meeting with me. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video. It helps me reach more founders. I'm trying to help more CPG founders do what's necessary on their Amazon. I'll see you guys in the next one.